My older brother was a Marine in the Korean War. My two cousins were Marines in the Korean War. My dad served in the Navy in World War II. And after high school, I got my draft notice, but I didn't want to go into the Army, so I enlisted in the Marine Corps. And we figured with our manpower and our might, the war can't last more than a year or two. So we figured we'd get it over with and we go. So we volunteered to go sooner. And unfortunately, as we know, it didn't last 1 year or 2 years. And we had training before we went to Panama, trained in the jungles of Panama. The first time I was wounded, Sergeant came up to me and said, "Today your point." If you don't know what point is, that's the lead man. And the point is usually the man who gets hit first. And I just had an eerie feeling. And I guess because I was senior man in the company that I was selected to be point. We became, and I found this out later, we became known as the Walking Dead. I'll tell you about that later. So I'm walking point, but we also had a tank with us. We were going through a village, and all of a sudden, I see a flash, and it hit the tank, and I caught shrapnel in my neck from that situation. And honestly, I didn't even know or feel that I was hit. I kept going. And one of the guys came up to me and says, "Palmieri, you're bleeding." I said, "Really, where?" And I touched myself and I saw, and then the corpsman came up and they sent me back to Dong Ha to check it out. It was basically a superficial wound, but the piece of shrapnel is still in my neck. They couldn't take it out because the doctor said it's too close to your jugular vein. And as long as tissue, I guess, I don't understand that medical stuff, but as long as tissue wraps around it, it'll be fine. That weekend was probably the worst weekend in a Marine's life in Vietnam. We had NVA surrounding us, looking to take over the hill. We were bombarded every day. We called it Ho Chi Minh Hour. Every morning we'd have incoming rounds, and we were so close to the north, you can see them firing from the north. Before I got hit, I believe it was either Alpha or Bravo company got caught in an ambush. I think almost all of them were wiped out. And we were ordered to go out and find them and bring them back. So we went out with tanks and any other vehicles we had to bring them back. And I say I'm sitting here today because I had that radio on my back. I have more shrapnel, my arms, my legs, than any place else. I think the radio really saved my life. But when I looked up, all I could see was my buddies just laying there. There was nothing I could do. We only had one corpsman. He was in the bunker with me. And on the way there, you can hear guys yelling for help and calling corpsmen up. I mean, it was a horrible day. The NVA was dressed as Marines trying to come through the gate, speaking English. I mean, it's amazing we didn't get overrun. I was there. I know exactly what happened. But the name that we got, The Walking Dead, I found out after I came back. There's a page on Facebook called 1st Battalion 9th Marines Association, The Walking Dead. And you have to be a member of that to be on that Facebook page. And I keep asking, does anybody remember me? You know, honestly, when I came back, I really didn't. I joined the military, the Purple Heart and Disabled American Veterans when I came back because a friend said, this is what you should do, so I did it. but I never really got involved. I never really talked about it. This is probably the first time I've talked about it